Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am your host, Josh Davis, also known as Crash, and I'm joined by the one and only Mrs. Deb Lutz, also known as Deluxe. Deb, how are you doing tonight? We've got a huge 14-game slate to get into, so we don't have a whole lot of time before we have to post our lineups. How are you feeling about this slate?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge slate. Tough to wrap my arms around it, but I think there's we had a few good plays earlier this week on a big slate, and I think we're going to be able to get some good ones out tonight. And we got to hurry it up because I got to post and then got to cook for all the family that's coming, right?
Oh wow, yeah. I'm sure you got a whole lot to do.
Everyone wants to come down where it's warm.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, if you would hit the like button and then go ahead and hit subscribe, that will help us to move up the algorithm on YouTube. And then after you've done those two things, if you would hit the alarm bell, that will let you know when the newest podcast has gone live. So let's go ahead and get right into this slate. We've got 14 games tonight. The first game is the San Antonio Spurs at the Orlando Magic. Anything that stands out to you in this game? Any plays that you like? I know that this will probably be one of the lower owned games on the slate.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's not a bad total. I don't love it, though. I feel like everyone's pretty fairly priced. Not really sure who's going to be getting the action. Johnson is back for the Spurs, so that means that Vassal's numbers probably going down a little bit. I like Trey Jones. He's probably kind of my favorite option from a pricing standpoint, points per minute on this in this game.
Sure. And how much is he? Do you have his pricing?
He's like 6,300 on FanDuel.
300. Okay, on FanDuel. Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair.
I think so too. For me, I like Paulo Banchero. He is 8,100 on DraftKings, 8,300 on FanDuel, $32 on Yahoo. But San Antonio's allowed the most fantasy points to power forwards this year, so I think it is a decent spot for him. But yeah, there's really not a whole lot, to like in this game from a DFS standpoint. So we can move on to the next game. We've got the Los Angeles Clippers at the Philadelphia 76ers. Again, not a whole lot that I like in this game, but there are a couple plays. Who do you like in this game, Deb?
Yeah, 214 over under. It's the lowest total tonight, and with 14 games, Kawhi Leonard is back and playing, as is Paul George. When the two of those guys play, I don't like picking either. Pricing's too high. I mean, Kawhi is, I'll be honest. I mean, the one thing about Kawhi is that his price is still reasonable. He's at 8,000 on FanDuel, and he's starting to show like signs of the old Kawhi. So don't love it though against Philly and their defense. So I'm probably not going to go there tonight. I wouldn't mind Joel Embiid. He's put up good numbers in the past against Zubac and the Clippers, but so many high-priced options tonight. Just not really my favorite in this game.
Yeah, I agree. The one play I looked at was mainly on DraftKings and Yahoo. Tobias Harris, he's averaged 37.9 DraftKings points against his, former team in the Clippers his last 5 games. And so I do like him a little bit at 6,200 on DraftKings and $26 on Yahoo. He's 7,200 on FanDuel, so he's a little tougher to get to at that price. But for the most part, I think this game is definitely one that we can fade, can move on. We've got the Detroit Pistons at the Atlanta Hawks. Who do you like in this game? There's a few plays that I like in this game. Now, I will say we just got the news that Clint Capella will play.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that does change things for me a little bit. Particularly, I was high on Duren. He's been playing really well, getting a lot of minutes. I respect Capella's defense more than Collins. So with Capella in there against Duren, probably not who I'm going after. I like Hunter. I think he's a value in the game tonight against Detroit defense. So I'm probably he's a nice plug-in option. But I'm going to stay away from the higher priced guys in this game, even though it's a real attractive 234. With Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, it's tough to pick out which one's going to have the better game. So I'm staying away from this game altogether.
Okay. I do like Bojan Bogdanovic. He's 6,300 on DraftKings, 6,100 on FanDuel, $21 on Yahoo. And then on the Atlanta side, I don't know what it is. I just have this gut feeling about him tonight. I'm looking at John Collins at 53
Wow.
on DraftKings, $21 on Yahoo, 6,300 on FanDuel, so he's a little pricey over there. But he did have 42.3 DraftKings points against Detroit October 26th earlier this year, and Detroit's allowed the third most fantasy points to power forwards. So it's a kind of a combination of statistics and gut feeling. We had the gut feeling the other night about Donovan Mitchell. Right. I kind of have this feeling about John Collins, and I don't know why. I kind of wish I didn't because he's one of my least favorite players. But and I know Coach just loves playing him too. So
I'll go with your gut.
I know. I got to go with my gut here, but I'm not feeling great about it. But hey, I'll trust my gut here. So Okongwu is no longer in play. I did have him down as well, but with back, it just kind of hurts Okongwu's value. So
right.
Next game we have, I am completely fading this game. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Boston Celtics. I don't have a good feeling about this game from a DFS standpoint. Boston's really been underperforming of late. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't like this game. So how do you feel about it?
Well, they just announced that Gobert's in. I like Gobert in this game if he's getting 11 minutes. Against Boston, I think he could get a number of blocks with guys trying to drive into the lane. So I like his defense here. And with Anderson still, if Anderson doesn't play, I still like Noel. He's sixth man off the bench, fairly priced. He's not going to get the vaulted Boston, Marcus Smart defense if he comes off the bench. So I still kind of like him. So Gobert and Noel on Minnesota, and honestly, no one on Boston. Yeah, tough to kind of, those prices are pretty high. Tough to pick out who's going to smash value here.
Yeah, I don't know. They just haven't been playing like they were earlier in the year.
Yeah, kind of weird.
It is really weird. It's just kind of strange. So who said that? David Dulac. Yeah, David Dulac requested that I give the over/under, so I'll start to do that. But I just didn't want to give all the other details about the game. So we'll move on to the next game. It's the Toronto Raptors at the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game, the over/under is 215. So another one of those low over/unders. Anything that you like in this game?
I don't like this game at all. This is one of the games. I will say, actually, it looks like Mobley was originally game time decision. Do you have a designation on him? Because I'm sure.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to play.
He's going to play. Yeah, I was going to go with Love if Mobley didn't play. I'm less likely to be interested in Love now, although he's really starting to get his legs under him and playing pretty well, as long as he gets a decent number of minutes. So again, might be one of the lower owned, lower priced guys. But not that excited. It's going to be a defensive battle game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do kind of like, it's a little contrarian, I do kind of like Darius Garland. He's 7,800 on DraftKings and FanDuel, $31 on Yahoo. He did have 47.5 DraftKings points the last time they faced Toronto on November 28th. And I kind of feel like maybe people are going to be going to Donovan Mitchell. He's had some nice games in a row. And I think that Garland's a little sleepy as a GPP play. I think that he's a solid GPP play. So
that's definitely a sneaky play.
Yeah. The next game we have is my Milwaukee Bucks at the Brooklyn Nets. Has a 229 over under. Obviously, I always say probably Giannis and Portis or Lopez or somebody like that. I do like Giannis here. He's 12-2 on DraftKings, 12,000 on FanDuel, $54 on Yahoo. He did have 74.5 DraftKings points last time he played Brooklyn, which was on October 26th. And the game before that, which was in March of last year, he had 70.5. So he has had some nice games against Brooklyn, obviously, of late. And he has been playing much better, in the last couple games than he had for the week or so before that. He was really kind of struggling. So I think he's coming out of that funk a little bit. I've watched him, and he's looked a lot better. Portis has had some nice games against the Nets, so I kind of like him too. I think some people might look at Brook Lopez, a revenge game going up against the former team in the Nets. but he really hasn't done that well at all against them. And Drew
Mhm.
Holiday's just kind of had average games against them. So on the Milwaukee side, that's where I stand. And on the Brooklyn side, Kyrie Irving has put up very similar numbers to Kevin Durant, and he's about $2,000 cheaper. So I think that Irving is in play in this matchup. I mean, he has, against Milwaukee. So, yeah.
Interesting.
So that's kind of where
I didn't think about the Irving thing because, with Drew Holiday defense, but you mentioned it the other night on the pod, like Drew has been sort of giving up some points.
Yeah.
I like that call, given how much less he is than Durant. Because I was on the fence with Durant. He's played pretty well against Milwaukee, but, kind of just at value. So Irving
right
there. I do like Giannis as well. I think, with Middleton out again, he's going to, he's got to carry the bulk of the offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like him, and I like your call on Portis. I'm kind of in line with you.
Okay, cool. And the other thing I was going to say about Drew Holiday is, he's actually been like against the non-traditional guards and stuff. Like he guarded Zion Williamson the other day and did a good job. So he's been getting some really kind of different defensive assignments, and that's where he's really succeeded more than he has with against the point guard. So it's been pretty interesting. So the next game we have is the Chicago Bulls at the New York Knicks. This game has a 225.5 over under. And my favorite plays in this game, just based on their recent matchups, are going to be Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and RJ Barrett. So anyone besides those three that you like in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of love for Quickly.
Okay.
He may be, although now it looks like Grimes is in, but he's sixth man off the bench. I think coach is getting a little more confidence in him. He's been making his shots, and he's just a little bit of a spark plug. So I like Quickly, and over on the side, I kind of like Levine. He's still, I mean, he's only 7K. And so I think that's the one guy on Chicago that I like.
Okay. And we did get news that Chris Middleton was officially ruled out. I figured he would probably be out, but he's officially out. Robert Williams is out for Boston, and Marcus Smart is in. So the news is just kind of rapidly coming in here as we're talking. The next game we have is the Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets. It has a 219.5 over under. I think a lot of people are probably going to look at Luka tonight. My only concern with Luka, I know that Houston won the last game, but Luka didn't play in that game. And outside of that, Dallas won by 19 and 13 in their two games last year. So I do have a little bit of blowout concerns. Is that any kind of a concern for you, or do you think this game is a solid play?
No, I agree. I was thinking blowout as well. It's definitely a concern. I don't want to pay out for Luka. I will take a look at Dinwiddie. Who, again, Houston's backcourt is just really not great defensively. So I like Dinwiddie here tonight. I feel he didn't play very well in that game that they lost to Houston, but he also didn't have the support of Luka. So I like Dinwiddie, and I really like Wood. Again, the revenge narrative. It is in Houston, and I think Wood's finally coming on a bit. So I like Wood a lot tonight.
I do. I like Christian Wood as well. He's 7,700 on DraftKings, 7,500 on FanDuel, and $26 on Yahoo. He had 45.5 DraftKings points against Houston in that matchup earlier this year. And with Luka in there, getting him the ball and everything, I think that he could have a really nice game. So I like Christian Wood as well. The next game is the Indiana Pacers at the Miami Heat. This game has a 223.5 over under. For me, the only plays that I really like in this game are Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I'm a total pass on this one as well.
Okay,
I kind of made the option of passing on a couple of games fully, trying to.
Yeah, I think you have to. Yeah.
So this was a total pass for me.
Okay.
If Halliburton's out, it opens up a little bit of value on the Indy side at point guard, either with Nembhard or even taking a flyer on McConnell, who's a good points per minute guy. But other than that, really, really a hard pass.
Yeah, I think we just got some Miami news, so let me see what just came in here. Caleb Martin is on track to play, and Gabe Vincent is also on track to play. And Udonis Haslem, who's pretty much irrelevant now in DFS, is also on track to play. So, Next game we have is the New Orleans Pelicans at the Oklahoma City Thunder. This game definitely has potential for some value as a 231.5 over under. There's quite a few plays here that I have listed as value plays. Anyone else, anyone that stands out to you in this game?
What were you thinking for your value plays?
Well, with Larry Nance out, I think Hernan Gomez at 3,000 on DraftKings and $10 on Yahoo. I definitely think that's in play. If CJ McCollum is out, you could look at Jose Alvarado.
Yeah.
And then I like, Trey Murphy and Herbert Jones with Zion Williamson out. So, yeah.
I like Herbert Jones a lot. I think particularly in cash games, I think he's super solid at his price. I like J-Val. I mean, again, with Zion out, and if Zion and McCollum are out, I really like J-Val because, from an offensive standpoint, they're really going to need his production.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that. I agree with you on Alvarado. The only thing I'm wondering is, can Alvarado? Yeah, actually, Alvarado can probably guard anyone. He's so tenacious, but Shea is so much bigger than him.
Right.
Are they going to try and put Devontae Graham in there? So it'll be interesting to see who starts. I might go with whoever starts.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And I have this sneaky feeling, just like you do about Collins. I have this sneaky feeling about Josh Giddey tonight. I think he's going to give us a triple double and knock it out of the park. I'm gonna put him in all my GPP lineups.
Okay. Yeah. Those are the plays that I liked. I don't really like anybody on the Thunder side. If it was a smaller slate, I probably would have a couple plays, but on a 14-game slate, I'm trying to just stick to the plays that I really, really like, just because you don't have to chase anything. So
exactly.
The next game we have is Portland at Denver. Has a 232 over under. These teams have played each other a couple times in the last couple of weeks. They've both been some pretty competitive games. Damian Lillard, I think he's a good play. Denver's allowed the third most fantasy points to point guards this year. He had 72.5 DraftKings points against them on December the 8th. He's 10,000 on DraftKings, 9,200 on FanDuel, $38 on Yahoo. The other play that I'm looking at is Jeremy Grant, 6,900 on DraftKings, 7,300 on FanDuel, $27 on Yahoo. Denver's allowed the fifth most fantasy points to power forwards, and he is going back to Denver where he used to play. He's had some nice games there in recent matchups. And then, of course, Jokic, you can look at him pretty much on any slate. He's 12,000, though, on DraftKings, 12,200 on FanDuel, 56 on Yahoo. And Portland's allowed the 10th most fantasy points to centers. He had one of his better games. I think when that night that this happened, I mentioned that he hadn't had a lot of great games against Portland, but he did have 60 points.
I remember that.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. So, I literally saw I think it was 7 straight games where he hadn't scored over 50 fantasy points against Portland, and then he dropped 60. So,
crazy. He saw the same thing as you and said, all right, time to do that.
Time to turn it on. So, besides the Joker and Lillard, and maybe Jeremy Grant, anyone else that you like from this game?
Yeah, the one other play I do like is the other side there is Nurkic. As much as I like Jokic, Nurkic is half his price, and I think he used to be Jokic's backup, and Jokic really brings out the best in him. I think he wants to show up, play well, show that he's just as worthy. And so I'm pretty high on Nurkic tonight.
Okay. I like that call.
He's probably going to be my lead center option.
Yeah, I feel like I remember him having a solid game last time they played too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. The next game is your Phoenix Suns hosting the Memphis Grizzlies, 224.5 over under. And looks like Phoenix is actually the underdog here. Memphis.
I know. It pains me. But, yeah, Grizzlies have the better record in the division, and, they're just playing better ball.
Mm-hmm.
And half the Phoenix team is out. I don't love this game either. I'm a little nervous. I think Chris Paul have a good game. And I think that Bridges will have a good game. But I think, Adams can probably handle Ayton pretty well. I don't see Morant having a breakout game against Phoenix. I think we can kind of contain him defensively. Be interested to see who they put on Morant. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Bridges.
Right. Yeah.
And so, maybe Darren Jackson, but I'm not a huge fan. Bane is coming back, and I think he'll get some minutes, so that's gonna eat away a little bit until like Conchar. And so yeah, I mean the only guy you might consider, they haven't announced the starting lineup yet. I don't know if they're gonna start Shamet or Lee, but Shamet's been playing really well last couple of games. So and again, he's super cheap, so it might be a fill-in if you need it.
I like that call. The next game we have is the Washington Wizards at the Sacramento Kings. I didn't have anybody in that last game, by the way. This game has, I think, one of the higher over-unders on the night at 239. Porzingis is questionable. If he's out, I definitely think Kyle Kuzma is in play. 8,600 on DraftKings, 8,300 on FanDuel, $34 on Yahoo. Sacramento's allowed the fourth most fantasy points to power forwards. And then the two big names on the Kings, I think they're both in play here. Sabonis, 10-6 on DraftKings, 10-2 on FanDuel, $43 on Yahoo. And then De'Aaron Fox is 8,800 on DraftKings, 8,600 on FanDuel, $34 on Yahoo. Washington's allowed the eighth most fantasy points to point guards. So anything here that you like, or how do you feel about this game?
Yeah, I mean, Washington is one of the few teams on a back-to-back.
True.
So, I think that hurts them a little bit. In particular, they've got a couple of key guys out. So I agree with you on the Kuzma call if Porzingis does not play. If Porzingis plays without restrictions, I kind of like him. And, on the Sacramento side, I like Sabonis and Kevin Huerter.
Yeah. Looks like Stacks Money 77 asked if we like Kobe White with Caruso out. I did have Kobe White as one of my value plays. I don't know how I didn't mention him, but I do have him as a value play tonight with Caruso out.
Yeah. That's a good call. I was on him and then saw that Caruso was in, so I went off him, and then he had a decent night. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that, right? That Caruso was going to be out.
Caruso is out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see.
Dragic though is likely to play, so that does affect White's value a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If White starts, I'm tempted to play him, but if they start to sumo, I would not look at White.
I think that's a good call. And then the last game, we have the Charlotte Hornets at the Los Angeles Lakers, a 241.5 over-under, so the highest on the slate.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stars for both teams here. LaMelo Ball, he is facing the Lakers. They've allowed the second most fantasy points to point guards. He's 9,800 on DraftKings, 8,900 on FanDuel, $36 on Yahoo. He did have a 70 fantasy point night against the Lakers last year. So I definitely do like LaMelo Ball tonight. And then, of course, with AD out, LeBron is almost a lock. He's 10-9 on DraftKings, 11,000 on FanDuel, 47 on Yahoo. He's averaged 58.19 DraftKings points without AD. So I definitely like LeBron. And then, as we talk about a lot, Charlotte, they're terrible against centers. They've allowed the most fantasy points. So Thomas Bryant, 6,100 on DraftKings and FanDuel, $19 on Yahoo. So that's where I stand on this game. Anyone else that you like from this game?
You nailed it. I'm right there with you. Those three. Okay. The only other guy I would add is McDaniels. I like him coming off the bench. I think the Lakers bench is pretty weak. He's been playing real well. Another guy for that mid value. I like him.
Okay. And we've got about 15 minutes roughly till we have to post our lineups. Do you want to do a two brains real quick?
Let's go for it.
Okay. What did we do last time? Did we do FanDuel?
FanDuel last time. Should we do Yahoo?
Let's do Yahoo. Yeah.
Someone's going to like us for doing Yahoo. David, are you going to like that?
I think he will.
Let's see. I'm going to go. Okay, here we go.
All right. I'll go ahead and take LeBron. I know I usually give you the first pick, so I'll go first.
Sure. All right, LeBron at power forward. I'm going to go back to that game, and I'm going to take Ball.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take Bryant at center.
Okay. I'm going to go with Nurkic at utility.
Okay. We'll see if Kobe White starts. If not, I may make a change, but I'm going to go with Kobe White at guard for now, or shooting guard, I should say. Shooting guard.
Okay.
Only $10, so.
All right. I'm going to take the other guard position. Let's go with somebody I really liked. Do we go with?
Did you say Josh Giddey?
Yeah, I was thinking of him or Trey Murphy, but yeah, let's go with Giddey.
Okay.
$37 left. Herb Jones.
I like the McDaniels call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
16. Yeah.
Got a little Charlotte LA game stat going here.
Here we go. And
Yeah.
I gotta, give you yours and go with Collins then.
Okay.
There you go.
That is definitely a GPP. So we've got LaMelo Ball, Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Jalen McDaniels, LeBron James, John Collins, Thomas Bryant, and then Yusuf Nurkic in the utility.
Lock it in. Awesome.
Cool stuff. All right. Well, I think we did pretty well. We covered 14 games in 30 minutes.
I think so too.
That may be a new record. Let me check real quick and see if there's any questions here in the chat. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. So we will go ahead and call it a show. Hope everybody has a great Christmas. Probably won't see you guys until we're going to probably have something on Christmas Day. I don't know if we'll just have lineups, if we'll have some kind of podcast, what it will be, but we will definitely have lineups for Christmas. There's all kinds of Christmas Day games, and it's a big deal in the NBA on Christmas Day. So hope you guys have a great rest of the evening and Christmas Eve with all the football, great weekend in general. And we'll be back again on Sunday when we look to crush it in NBA, DFS, and PrizePicks. Thank you.